Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. This is brought to you by Red Boxing Promotions and Ray Rock Promotions. Your judges at ringside are Damian Walton, Ron Scott Stevens, and Ray Armendariz. And the third man in the ring is referee Sharon Sands. Fighting out of the blue corner from San Fernando Valley, California, he stands at 6 foot even and weighs in at 231.4 pounds. He has a professional record of 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Introducing Jouse Vargas. His opponent, out of the red corner, from Orange County, California, he stands at 6 foot 8 inches. He weighs in at 265.4 pounds. He has a perfect professional record of 3 wins and no losses, and all 3 wins by the way of knockout. Introducing Jack May. At this time, we're going to take our final instructions from referee Sharon Sands.
This way, Jack. You received your instructions in the dressing room. Fight clean. Here's the belt line here. Punches are good up here. Belt line here, Jack. Punches are good up here. Okay? Now touch gloves and come out at the belt. Thank you.
Walked by me, I said, wow, you made me feel like I was about 5 years old right now.
You reach up and give him a black eye on the kneecap, you know? I mean, it's just, he is so big.
Like, I'm glad I don't have to fight you tonight, man.
Oh, my goodness. I would not want to get in the ring and have to stare across and have him looking back at me. It would not be fun.
I said that at the face-off yesterday in the weigh-ins. I was like, wow, that has got to be intimidating.
It really is. Just the sheer size of him isn't enough to intimidate most. And you know, there's obviously you got to get in close if you're going to get any punches in. We've seen it happen before, but this 6'8" gentleman just isn't anyone that popped off the street and decided he would box. He has a combat sports pedigree, and you know, he's just transitioning this over into boxing. So I'm very interested to see how he's going to do. He's got an undefeated record. He's got some knockouts. I'm sure he's looking for another knockout tonight. And
Vargas trying to run his way in there, get inside that reach and see if he can make something work,
and that's pretty much the key to success for him. He's got to get in there close. He's got to do some close work and maybe do some dirty boxing, but he's got to fight inside that telephone booth.
Jack's doing a good job of keeping the distance, keeping that jab out there. But he's determined to work his way in. Like you said, he's ready to take some damage to work tonight. Shout out to our sponsors, JB Sports. You already know the global boxing organization. Continental belt at 130 pounds on the line tonight between Christian Camacho, the son of the legend, against Alex De Luna, undefeated at 9-0 with 5 KOs. I'm happy to see in the sport what we're doing right now and what's going on in boxing, to see fighters not picking and choosing, but coming back after a year off and saying, I'll take on the undefeated fighter. And we'll go into his backyard in California and see what we can make out of the night. Well, a lot of fighters ain't doing that right now.
You're absolutely right, and I think that speaks to the character of Christian Camacho.
Yes.
He could have avoided this fight. There were easier fights out there for him to take.
Yes.
He chose not to. He chose to take the hard road and come out here and fight in his backyard.
Yes.
And, you know, you have to give him his kudos because, like, you're right, not a lot of boxers would have done that.
No, a lot of people right now are just picking and choosing. They're not taking the fights that us fans want to see. And we want to see competitive fights, a 9-1, a 9-0, you know, go out there and give the fans what we want to see, competitive boxing.
Absolutely. The fans have been screaming for last couple of decades. They want good boxing. We're ready.
It seems like we always get the fights that we want too late. I want to get them when they should be, on time, in their prime, not too late. We need them in their prime.
Absolutely. We don't need the seniors tour. You know what we need are a lot of bright stars to help boxing regain.
Kudos to Devin Haney and Kambusa for taking those fights. That was a big fight to take on and say, you know what, I'll go ahead and go to Australia. I'll go to his backyard and take that fight. So there are other fighters that are saying it, and we got to give, a shout out to this younger generation that's coming up that's saying, we're ready. We want to fight. We want to show the people that we can be that next name in boxing.
And for this fight in particular, it's so compelling because it's not just for a belt. Mm-hmm. This is your classic East Coast, West Coast.
Yes, sir.
Puerto Rico versus Mexico.
And a lot of people don't know, Hector Camacho fought senior, won his first title on his 12th fight.
Exactly, and Matthew was just talking about that earlier.
And tonight is the 12th fight for Christian Camacho. So when you put a promotion like Legacy Continues, Unsolved Business, it just leads into the history and what tonight brings and what tonight holds for, for the Camacho family, for Christian, and building his name and just elevating his footsteps in the game and not following his father's, but creating his own and being able to come out and, and compete for a title tonight. It just says a lot for where he's at, and we're happy to have him on our card tonight. And the people came out. It's a full house. We're wall-to-wall tonight, so they definitely wanted to see the matchup. De Luna undefeated with, 5 knockouts. The fans have definitely come out to see him. Casillas brought a lot of people out tonight. It's just a beautiful night here in Ontario, California.
It really is. It's a perfect night for boxing.
Yes, sir.
And I'll tell you, having grown up here in the Inland Empire, we grew up on boxing and wrestling. This is a very, very knowledgeable fan base that we have here, and they know their boxers and they know their combat sports, and they come out and they support this. This is a great crowd. This is a great building, and we're able to give them a great card to watch.
Yes, sir. And it's what we're trying to do right here now on Fight Night Channel. Every Tuesday night we have what we call Triple Threat Tuesdays, and we join forces with the Samoan Dynasty, and we have every Tuesday night 8 o'clock Pacific time to 10 o'clock, 8 o'clock, we have the Rikishi podcast show. We have live interviews from Rikishi, the legend of the WWE, at 9 o'clock. We have Powerbomb Lucha Libre. And then at right after, we have FN Warriors, Fight Night Warriors, women's professional wrestling. 3 shows back-to-back every Tuesday night, Triple Threat Tuesdays. And we just want to be the new home for combat sports. We want to bring MMA. We want to bring boxing. We want to bring all of that to our level. So, it's just a beautiful thing to have out here. So shout out to Pro Wrestling Alliance, Lucha Libre. And California is so big on what is the wrestling tradition. And where I'm from in the state of Florida, Florida is a haven for wrestling with the CWF taking its roots back to Central Florida. So we're just so happy at Fight Night Channel to be able to bring I grew up as a fight fan. I grew up a boxing fan. I grew up a wrestling fan. So to be able to create this channel and be able to put this platform to be able to spread it out and keep that network to the next generation of new wrestlers, of new boxers, and give them a platform to fight on where they're not just that main event or that big primetime fighter, but your local, your upcoming guy that we're giving that platform for them to be able to show their talents on.
And the fan base here are ready for these type of promotions. With 4.5 million people in the Inland Empire alone, they want this type of sports entertainment and this type of sports events. They want to go out and see good.
People are ready. The pandemic kept everybody inside for so long, and people are ready to come out. They're ready to be amongst others. They're ready to enjoy themselves. You know,
Absolutely.
We work too hard to be sitting at home doing nothing.
And of course, sitting around, as you said, when that pandemic, that completely erased our opportunities for entertainment.
Yes.
And we had to sit around for 2 years, and now people are chomping at the bits to get to see something.
One thing that you can say about boxing, about MMA, that even through the pandemic, you were not able to kill it. They were able to find a way to get to the masses. They were able to have these pay-per-view streams. They were able to have telecasts in bubbles that were able to still give that fight fan at home something to entertain them. So kudos to boxing and MMA for doing that, because a lot of sports just cut off completely. And they said, no, we want to keep our fan base happy.
Absolutely, and you know the show must go on, and especially when you've got television contracts, you got to put something out there. You got to have content. And you know, it's the same with professional wrestling.
Big right hand by Vargas.
I think, he got Jack's attention there. Yeah. He said something to him. He got his attention.
He was, on the way, pulling that right hand back, he hit him with an elbow on accident. And I think that's where they were having a few words on.
Well, that'll get your attention for sure.
But you know what? There's two gentlemen in the ring showing great sportsmanship. A lot of people would have taken that the other way, and but we have two gentlemen in the ring tonight, so kudos to them.
Absolutely, two sportsmen, as you said. They're not going to get upset. They understand the fight business for what it is. It's not personal. This is a sport. It's competitive, and it's physical.
Yes.
So things like this are going to happen.
It's the hurt game.
It's the hurt game. Absolutely. You're not going to come out of it unscathed. That's the whole point of this thing. And I'll tell you right now, Vargas just seems to be plodding forward. He does not want to go back.
But is that not the Mexican way?
And is that? And he is.
Pedal to the metal. No turning back.
And then he's going to have to do that. He has to do that because he's got to get inside that reach. And as we go into round 3, these big guys.
Great 1-2 combination there by Jack.
And as you can see.
But he looks like he's getting tired.
He's slowing down.
Looks like he's slowing down.
He's sucking on air.
Yeah, see Vargas' conditioning and who's going to outlast these rounds here.
Yes, that constant pressure. When you're 6'8" and 265 pounds, that takes a lot of oxygen.
I see him just throwing one punch at a time, though.
Yes.
I think if he comes in with some more combinations and puts in some work, he might be able to put the finishing touches on Vargas, but just one punch at a time ain't going to do it with Vargas.
No. He's going to walk right through that. You're going to have to hit him with some with combinations in order to at least stop him, let alone knock him down.
Yes.
And right now, the big guy seems to be losing some of his cardio. Of course, that's going to translate into losing some of your power.
Yes.
And, if he continues to be pushed around and allows Vargas to get inside and do some of that dirty work in there and that telephone
bang
booth,
out that body and put in, like they say, break that breadbasket down for later on.
Exactly. And that works, especially with the bigger guys. They're not going to go all out for 4 rounds. That's very, very taxing. And you can see right now that, Vargas is... He's worked himself.
Yeah, definitely game.
He's worked himself into a position here where he might eke something out. I don't know. Considering some of the
a double-handed jab.
Some of the decisions tonight, we just don't know what the judges are seeing.
Definitely.
And so if we can try as we may,
Vargas starting to go to the body right now.
Absolutely, he's going to the body, and of course, when you got a guy winded, you don't want to get hit in the body.
Yes.
That's the perfect time to hit him in the body.
First time, the best time to knock the rest of that air out of there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We have Matty York ringside tonight from the Sandlot. Shout out to him. Spoke to him earlier. He's about to get into a celebrity boxing match. So, you know, it's becoming more and more. We have UCBL coming up shortly right here on Fight Night, Urban Celebrity Boxing. Celebrity boxing in boxing. What do you think? Is it good or bad? I say it's something that is good. Why I say it's good? It's bringing a whole new generation to the sport. A generation that's going to keep the sport around for the next 20 to 30 years. Well, where they were saying it was dying, MMA was taking over. Now I have a son at home that's 9 years old, and I couldn't get him to go to the gym. As soon as Jake Paul and Logan Paul get in the ring, guess what? Dad, I want to go to the gym. It's all these YouTubers. These kids are watching them. They're seeing now we're getting a whole new demographic of boxing to the sport. And some people say it's bad. Some people say it's good. I say it's good for the sport because it's bringing numbers. It's bringing a whole new fan base.
Well, that's exactly right. You're getting new eyes on the product.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do, especially if you're struggling in numbers. Then you need to get new eyes.
Yes.
You need to create a new.
And they're getting young eyes. Young
eyes, because yes, you want to bring them up and have them fans for the rest of their life. You catch them while they're young, and I don't really see anything wrong with celebrity.
They're it out tonight. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
They understand this is a 4-round fight, and we've only got 1 minute left, so they're going to try and pull out all the stops here. But yeah, you know, when I look back at the WWF. And when they started into the Hulkamania, WrestleMania things, that's exactly what they did. What did they go out on those first 3 or 4 WrestleManias? What did they do?
I've been locked in as
celebrities.
A Hulkamaniac since I was 4 years old. So,
and
I'm 43.
And see, and they got Mr. T out there. You know, they got Zeus. You know, they got all the rock and roll connections and everything. They got celebrities.
They created the cartoon to bring in that fan base from
raise them when they're young, and by bringing that rock and roll crowd in, by bringing these different fan bases that have never seen it, Cyndi Lauper and all that. Absolutely. You know, at that point, you know, Hulk Hogan being on Rocky, that brought a lot of eyes.
New eyes.
And Vince McMahon understood that if he put some celebrities out there, gave it a name, you know, more of a name type feel, and look what he turned it into.
Yes.
So
kudos to him just retiring after so long, having control and dominance of the wrestling world. You know, it's been amazing watching his journey and watching the journey of the WWE and their dominance. Just dominance. Nothing
short of dominance. And say what you will about the man, say what you will about what he has or has not done for the sports entertainment industry. There's certainly a step in the right direction.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we have a unanimous decision. We now go to our scorecards. Both judges, Ron Scott Stevens and Damian Walton, score the bout 39-36. And Ray Armendariz scores the bout 38-37. Your winner by unanimous decision, out of the red corner, Jack May.
Takes the victory tonight. Well, I'm going to go back and get ready for the Camacho fight. I will be working the corner tonight with them. So it's been a pleasure. Thank you for being on the network. God bless you. And hopefully we can keep on having you when we come back here to the Ontario area and even maybe get you on one of our wrestling telecasts. Matt will be back on shortly, but I'll be putting on another hat tonight and walking out with Camacho and working the corner with them tonight. So